Hello everyone. Today we are going to try to learn how to run a Jupyter notebook in our Docker. Now Docker is a containerization technology. So we are going to run it on our Linux, that is Red Hat Linux. So we'll be starting off with installing the Docker, and actually we have already installed one. So we'll be starting off with installing a ISO file, that is a CentOS file here. Let me show you how it is being done. So here we are in the Docker, and I'll start with the pull command. This command is used to get any ISO that you want that is available in the repository to your Docker. Now we'll be using CentOS. As we click enter, and we haven't kept any tag of version that we want, so it will go with the latest one, and image is up to date and it's already installed, so I don't have to wait for much longer time. Now the first challenge that comes up is that how to transfer a file from our Jupyter file, that is a notebook which is in our Windows, to the Docker. Now this is a two-step process. We have to first take the file from the Windows and transfer it to the Red Hat, and then the Red Hat Linux to the Docker. Now using Windows SCP program, it's a very good GUI program that helps you easily transfer files from your Red Hat from your Windows to your Red Hat by just drag and drop. So I have already done that, and we have the file here in our root, and already we are in the root file. So you can see we have our model underscore 26. That is the file, that is a model that I made on 26th. So we have it already here. Now what we have to do? We have to do is to take this file and transfer it to the Docker. So we will be using Docker command, Docker cp, copy paste, and first will be the source path. So source path will be root slash model, and I'll just click tab and it will automatically complete the command. Now the next thing that we want is the name of the Docker. Now we don't know it. So what we'll do is we'll first start with the Docker PSA. This gives a list of all the Dockers that are there, and here we can see we have a Docker name 1. So again we'll be using the Docker cp command, and from root we'll be taking it, and here we'll be writing the name of the Docker, and next will be location where we want it in the Docker. So I'll just keep it in the slash, it is in the root file, in the slash folder of the Docker, and I just click enter. It's been done. Now let's go to the Docker and check it. To go to the Docker, we have to first start the Docker. So here we use the start command and name of the Docker, and now we can see that it has been started, but we are not yet into the Docker. To get in there, we'll be using an attach command. So we are using docker attach 1, and now you can see how this part has changed, and this is the container ID. So we are in the container now. Now we will first check for our file ls, and where it is, yeah, here it is. So this is our file here in our Docker. So we have completed this procedure of transferring the Jupyter file to our Docker. Now what's next? To run the file in Docker, we need to first install Python, because Docker does not have everything installed in the beginning. So we'll be using yum commands or dnf. Dnf is an upgraded version of yum, so we'll go with dnf. Dnf install Python version 3. So we'll put Python 3, and it's done because it is already installed. So here we have a Python. Now to make our program and everything more clean, I have made a folder already named mark1. So we'll go into mark1 using cd command, and here we go into mark1 command. We can see it here, and ls. Here you can see the file, and also you can see the data set that is being used to train the file. Now we have to check whether the code is good in the file or not. So we'll be taking a check over here using vim command, and what do we have pandas, numpy importing, and then the next is to get the data set, then to just check and what the data set is like, to retrieve the values each and give it to the target variable and the independent variable. So we have converted it into a from a pandas data set to a numpy array. Now we are importing our model over here. Splitting is the new thing that we'll have learned, like splitting the data for training and testing. We have split it here. Now we are reshaping it as to convert the 1D array into a 2D array. Then we'll be importing our model, assigning it, and then training it on using .fit command. And this is the test command. Again, we are converting a 1D array to 2D array and using it to predict. From there, we can also get the coefficient. The coefficient is the weight value of the weights that the model has trained. And this is the final dump command that leaves the pkl file of the model, so that it can be used in further prediction without having to train the data, without having to train the model again and again. And this is finally a command to check and to make sure that yes, our program is created and the model is trained. So we'll be using q to get exit out of the file, and now we'll be running it. For running, we'll be using the python 3 name of the file, and here it is, and model create. You can see the model is created, and this is how we just created our machine learning model, and the pkl file is here in this folder. So what we learned here is how to transfer a file from Red Hat to your Docker, how to copy it, next how to install and how to initialize Docker, and how to install the programs in Docker, that is Python program or any other program that we want to use at a moment, and then how to check for your code, like how to open it, how to open an editor, and then finally train your command or execute a program basically. So these are the things we learned over here. I hope this video was useful for anyone who is watching this, and in the future we'll try to bring up more videos like this where we see and where we learn more for commands in Docker, in Red Hat, and in machine learning for making a product. Thank you. And here now I'll be exiting the Docker, and we are back to our Red Hat. Hope this was helpful. See you next time. Thank you.